Ever feel like the AI revolution is happening around you, but not really for you?
Yeah.
Especially, if you're not some big mega corporation with endless resources.
Right, right.
Well, today we're diving deep into how small and medium businesses, even startups, can actually use generative AI right now to get ahead. Forget the hype. We're all about practical advantages this time.
Absolutely. And honestly, you might be surprised how well-positioned SMBs already are for this.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, they're often way more agile, able to test and implement new tech so much faster than those big lumbering giants.
Makes total sense when you put it that way.
Yeah.
And we've got the perfect source to dig into this excerpts from this guide, very aptly titled Generative AI for SMBs and Startups. Let me tell you, it's packed with stories of businesses just like yours seeing incredible results.
Oh, I bet. What kind of stuff are they talking about in there?
Well, just as one example, they highlight this case study where a company used generative AI
Hmm.
and saw a 45% boost in their customer service productivity.
45%. Wow. Okay. That's not just like a little nudge. That's a serious leap forward.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And the guide stresses this isn't about replacing your whole team with robots.
Right.
It's AI taking care of that routine stuff, freeing up your actual humans for the tasks that need that human touch.
It's like giving your team superpowers, really.
Okay, see, now that's what I'm talking about.
Mm.
So where are businesses actually seeing these superpowers in action? Where's this AI magic happening?
One massive area is customer service.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about those old school chat bots, with their canned responses.
Yeah, we've all been there.
This is AI that actually understands what you're asking, learns from every interaction. It gives genuinely helpful answers. And get this, 24/7.
Always on.
Always on. Imagine like up to 70% of your customer inquiries being handled without a single human, needing to step in.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be a game changer, especially for a smaller team with limited resources.
Oh, absolutely. And it doesn't even stop there.
No.
The guide also has examples of businesses using generative AI to completely supercharge their marketing. We're talking AI that can help you come up with content ideas, write everything, blog posts, social media updates, even like personalized ad copy, and it's all tailored to your specific audience.
So instead of spending hours and hours on content creation, you can have AI generate different options. And you're free to focus on the bigger strategy, the human creativity, those flashes of brilliance that AI can't quite replicate yet.
Precisely. They even have this one thing retailer, and I think this is huge. They saw a 50% increase in their click-through rates on their marketing emails just by using AI to personalize product recommendations.
50%.
Okay.
You
yeah,
had me at
yeah.
personalization, but 50% I'm sold. But let's be real, it's not just marketing and customer service, is it? AI is popping up everywhere these days.
Oh, it absolutely is. And one area that I find really interesting is how generative AI can streamline like finance and operations. Think about it. Reports that kind of do themselves or spotting errors before they become these huge headaches. The guide even talks about AI giving personalized financial advice tailored to a company's, specific needs.
Okay, now that's where things get really interesting. I mean, it all sounds amazing in theory, but I'm sure everyone listening is wondering, how can my business actually use these AI solutions? And thankfully, this guide lays out a pretty clear roadmap, though the first step might surprise you.
Yeah, you're right. Most businesses, they think they need to go out and buy like the shiniest new AI tool, right away without really thinking about their overall strategy.
Totally. It's like buying a sports car to do your grocery shopping. Might turn heads in the parking lot, but is it really the most efficient way to get your errands done?
Exactly. And the guide is very clear about this.
Huh.
You've got to start by pinpointing your biggest business challenge, the thing that's really holding you back, and then figure out if and how AI can actually solve it.
Don't just chase the AI hype train because it's trendy. Make sure it actually makes sense for your specific needs and goals.
Exactly. And once you have that clear objective in mind, the next critical step is something they call AI literacy.
So not necessarily everyone becoming programmers overnight. More like making sure your team understands what AI can and, just as importantly, cannot do for your business.
Exactly. Empowering your team to work with AI, to see it as a powerful tool in their arsenal, that's where the real magic starts to happen.
No robotic overlords here, just like really helpful assistants to make everyone's lives a little bit easier and hopefully a lot more productive.
And speaking of assistance, the guide really emphasizes starting small. You don't need to reinvent the entire wheel overnight, right?
Great.
Choose a specific area of your business, preferably one with, relatively low risk, and just launch a pilot project.
Like dipping your toes in the AI pool before doing a cannonball into the deep end.
Exactly. It's a smart way to test the waters, see how this technology actually works in practice, and get everyone on your team comfortable with this new way of working.
I love that. Okay, but before we all dive headfirst into pilot projects, there's one more crucial element the guide mentions, and something we can't overlook: data.
Yes, data, the lifeblood of any AI system. You can have the most amazing AI tools in the world, but right.
If you're feeding them bad data, you're going to get bad results. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
So before you even think about AI, you got to get your data in order.
100%. It's like, you're building a house, you wouldn't start with a shaky foundation.
Right.
And it's the same with AI, clean, structured data. That's crucial. That's how AI works its magic.
So no more messy spreadsheets or data silos.
Nope.
Time to channel our inner Marie Kondo and tidy up that digital clutter.
I love it.
All right, so let's say our data is sparkling clean. We've got our AI tools ready to go. We're even, dipping our toes into a pilot project. But what's that secret sauce?
Okay.
What separates those AI implementations that really work from the ones that just fall flat?
Well, the guide really emphasizes this. Even with all the right tools, all the right data, the human element,
Yeah.
that's still key. It's about finding that sweet spot, that balance between automation and the things that humans are really good at.
Exactly.
Because we're talking about using AI to make our businesses better, not replace ourselves entirely.
Right, exactly. The guide highlights those uniquely human skills that, at least for now, AI can't quite replicate. Creativity, problem solving, building relationships.
So it's not about AI taking over. It's about AI freeing us up to really use those skills, focus on those higher level tasks that play to our strengths.
It's like having a super efficient assistant who handles all the boring stuff so you can focus on the big picture, the strategic thinking.
I love that analogy.
Right.
All right, so are you ready for the really, really exciting part?
Always.
Okay, so the guide, it also looks ahead to future trends in generative AI, specifically for SMBs. And let me tell you, it paints a pretty exciting picture.
Oh, I bet. Lay it on me. What does the future hold?
Get ready for hyper-personalized customer experiences.
Okay.
And I'm not just talking about those generic recommended for you lists you see on every website.
Right, because let's be honest, those are usually hilarious. They're so off.
It's like they think I need 10 new spatulas just because I bought one last year.
Exactly.
But imagine AI analyzing data in real time. Not just your past purchases, but your browsing history, what you're doing on social media, even things like your location, even the weather, to predict what you need before you even know you need it.
Wow. Okay.
So instead of just showing me ads for raincoats because I searched for one once, it knows I'm walking home from work in a downpour.
Yeah.
And it sends me a targeted offer for like a really stylish umbrella with next day delivery.
Okay, now that is impressive.
Right. Hyper-personalization at its finest.
I like it.
And it's not just about targeted ads. It's
Yeah.
about creating those really personalized experiences at every touch point.
Okay.
From the moment someone visits your website to, all those post-purchase interactions.
So it's about creating a customer journey that feels like it was made just for them, not just some mass-produced thing.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good.
And that in today's world, that is a powerful differentiator.
It is. It is.
But it's not just about those customer-facing applications.
Right.
The guide also predicts that AI is going to lead to, get this, increasingly autonomous business operations.
Autonomous meaning?
Meaning, well, not quite businesses running themselves on autopilot,
Okay.
but getting pretty close.
I like it.
Imagine AI handling all those repetitive tasks, in every department: finance, HR, marketing, operations. It's like having an army of invisible assistants working behind the scenes.
So while the AI is busy crunching numbers and optimizing everything,
Your human employees are freed up to actually, use their brains, do what they do best: strategic planning, brainstorming, building those relationships.
increased efficiency, reduced costs, and happier employees.
Sounds like a win-win-win to me.
It does. It really does.
But wait, there's more. It's not just about efficiency. It's not just about productivity. The guide also talks about AI helping us make better decisions.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about that.
So imagine this: AI analyzing tons of data, way more than a human could ever handle,
Right.
finding patterns, and then giving you actual insights that you could never get on your own.
It's like having a super intelligent advisor by your side.
Exactly. Helping you make smarter decisions about everything.
Okay.
From how much inventory to order
Yeah.
to what your next marketing campaign should look like.
And those AI-powered insights, Those are especially valuable for SMBs.
Especially SMBs, yeah, because they don't always have the money for those big data analytics teams or expensive consultants.
It's like it's leveling the playing field. Everyone gets access to the same powerful information.
That's exactly what the guide says. It
Hmm.
actually argues that SMBs, because they're smaller, they're more agile, that they are in a unique position to lead the way in AI adoption.
Really? See, I would have thought it would be the bigger companies, with all their resources leading the charge. That's interesting.
Right. It's counterintuitive.
It is.
But think about it. When a company gets really big, they lose that agility, that entrepreneurial spirit.
It's like trying to do a three-point turn in a cargo ship.
Exactly. Sometimes smaller is better, smaller is faster.
I like it.
SMBs, they're not bogged down by these old, clunky systems, by bureaucracy.
Right.
They can adapt really quickly, they're more willing to experiment, and they can fully embrace something like AI
Uh-huh.
without having to jump through a million hoops.
So while the big guys are still figuring out which buttons to push,
The SMBs are out there, putting the pedal to the metal, leaving everyone else in the dust.
I love it.
Right. It's an exciting time to be a small business owner.
It really is.
But, with all this talk about how amazing AI is, I think it's time for a little reality check. Are there any downsides?
Yeah.
Anything SMBs should watch out for as they, go on this AI journey? Welcome back. Now, I know what you're all thinking. This all sounds incredible, but where do I even begin? Luckily, our trusty guide has some surprisingly practical advice.
It really does. And it's not about just rushing out to buy the most expensive AI tool you can find.
Right.
The guide actually suggests starting with a little bit of introspection. Think about your day-to-day, all those little tasks, the tedious, repetitive stuff that just sucks up your time and energy.
The stuff you almost wish a robot would do so you can get to the good part of your job.
Exactly. Chances are there's an AI tool out there right now that's designed to automate that exact thing. And the best part is, a lot of these tools, they're way more affordable than you might think, especially for smaller businesses.
Okay, so I've identified my business's biggest time wasters. Now, how do I actually find these magical AI tools? Is there a secret handshake I need to learn?
It's so much easier than that. Honestly, the guide recommends just starting with a good old Google search. Type in something like your industry, AI tools for specific task, and honestly, you might be surprised at what you find.
No secret passwords, no underground AI clubs required. That's a relief. But let's be honest, the sheer number of options out there can be overwhelming. Any tips for, separating the AI wheat from the chaff?
Oh, absolutely. The guide is big on doing your due diligence. Read reviews from other businesses, compare the different features, the pricing, take advantage of free trials whenever you can.
Like a test drive before you buy a car, you want to make sure it's a good fit for your business needs, your budget.
Exactly. And honestly, don't be afraid to just reach out to your network, see if anyone has recommendations. Chances are someone in your industry has already gone through this whole process of finding and using AI tools. So, tap into that knowledge.
Love it. The power of community. Okay, but let's say you found the perfect AI tool. It's sleek, it's sufficient, it promises to, revolutionize your work.
Hmm.
How do you actually integrate it into what you're already doing without everything exploding?
Well, this is where that advice from earlier about starting small really comes in handy. Don't try to do everything at once.
Right.
Choose one area of your business, one process, whatever makes sense to test with the AI, and do a pilot project.
A low-risk experiment, dip your toes in, see how it works in the real world.
Right. Exactly. And the guide also really stresses bringing your team on board from the very beginning. Explain why you're doing this, what you hope to achieve, how it might change their roles.
Transparency and communication are key. You want everyone to be excited about this, not feel like they're, fighting against the robots.
Absolutely. And don't underestimate good training. Investing in upskilling your team, making sure they feel confident using these new tools, that's going to pay off big time in the long run.
Right, because even the fanciest AI tool is useless if your team doesn't know how to actually use it, right?
Yeah.
Like having a state-of-the-art kitchen, but you don't know how to boil water.
Precisely. And, speaking of success stories, this guide is full of real-world examples of how SMBs are using generative AI to get amazing results. Like, there's this one case study about a small marketing agency, and they were struggling to keep up with creating content for their clients. all those different social media platforms.
Oh, I can only imagine. It's hard enough to manage one social media account, let alone a dozen.
Right. So they were drowning in content creation.
Hmm.
But then they found this AI-powered tool that could analyze their clients' target audiences, see what topics were trending, and actually generate engaging social media posts.
Whoa, so they went from content bottleneck to like content machine, all thanks to AI.
Yeah.
That's wild. What kind of results did they see?
Well, according to the guide, they increased their content output by, get this, 500%. And because their team was suddenly free from all that manual posting, they could focus on better things, like actually talking to clients, really optimizing their campaigns.
That's incredible. Talk about working smarter, not harder.
Uh,
Okay, any other inspiring stories about the power of AI for the little guys?
Oh, tons. One that comes to mind is this small e-commerce business, and they were really trying to crack personalized product recommendations.
Yeah,
They knew it was important for sales, but they just didn't have the manpower to analyze every customer and create a unique shopping experience.
right. It'd be like handwriting a thank you note to every single customer. Lovely sentiment, but logistically impossible.
Exactly. So they started using an AI-powered recommendation engine, something that could analyze all that customer data, browsing history, past purchases, and automatically create those personalized recommendations.
So instead of seeing the same generic suggestions, each customer felt like they were getting that VIP treatment, like a personal shopper experience.
Yes. And the results were really impressive. The guide said they had a 20% increase in their click-through rates on those recommendations, and their overall sales conversions went up by 15%.
Okay, so they found the recipe for e-commerce success.
Yeah.
A better customer experience leading to real business results. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. And these are just a couple of examples out of many. The guide shows how generative AI is working in all kinds of industries. And the point is, this isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It's a tool that can be adapted to what your business needs.
So we've gone from AI being this futuristic fantasy to something that's real, it's here, it's changing businesses right now. But before we get too carried away with all the amazing possibilities,
Right.
it's important to remember that AI isn't a magic solution to every problem.
I agree. And the guide makes this point several times. AI is a tool. Like any tool, how effective it is depends on the user's skill, and their intention.
It's about using AI thoughtfully, strategically, making sure it's actually helping people, not just, replacing them entirely.
Well said. And remember, this isn't just about keeping up with the latest trend. It's about being curious, being open to these new ways technology can make your business better, help you achieve your goals.
Because one thing's for sure, the future belongs to the people who are willing to adapt, embrace innovation, and use these tools to create something truly extraordinary.
And on that note of optimistic anticipation, I think we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of generative AI for SMBs.
We hope you found it insightful, inspiring, and maybe even, a little empowering. The future is yours to create. Until next time, stay curious.